All right, so welcome to yoga. And I forgot to check in if you have a strap and blocks, but you might have blocks and a strap or, towel or just a piece of cloth. And welcome to sitting. So I like to sit in hero's pose, and that means I like to take two blocks and stack them up for a little bit of support here. And then let's just come to a quiet seat. You might close down the eyes or soften the gaze. And just start to tune into your breath, allowing your shoulders to melt away from your ears. You might start to extend your inhale and your exhale. Just allow the spine to straighten, allowing the crown of the head to reach up towards the sky. And let's take a moment to roll out the shoulders. So on your next inhale, you can round the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, allow them to round back and down. And just go ahead and take a few rounds of breath, rolling the shoulders up and back. Noticing if there's any tension or holding you can release. You might begin to alternate one shoulder at a time. And then on your next breath, go ahead and reverse the direction, bringing the shoulder up from behind. You might continue to toggle one shoulder at a time. And then we'll sink the shoulders up. So you're going to bring the shoulder blades together, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then round them down in front. You go ahead and come back to stillness, allowing the shoulders to rest. Just notice any sensations. Noticing the difference that you might feel. And then you can go ahead and allow yourself to bring any intention to mind that you might have for your practice today. Allow that intention to plant itself at the heart center. And then we'll go ahead and bring the hands to the heart center. You can start allowing your heart to lift up towards your hands. And let's begin our practice with one nice big round of Om. Go ahead and exhale all your breath. And then we'll inhale for Om. Go ahead and take another inhale. And with your exhale, you can allow your head to gently bow towards the wisdom of your loving heart. And we'll release our hands into our lap. You can open up your eyes If you have a strap, go ahead and reach for the strap. We'll bring the strap out wide to the side. I just have a big loop in my strap, but you can have it open at the bottom if you'd like. And we'll have both thumbs pointing upward. And then we're going to take the hand with the strap, grabbing hold of the strap. You can bring it right overhead, allowing the strap to drape down your back. And then you'll bring the opposite thumb down and wrap the hand around, walking the hands towards each other. You can hold onto the strap. And then just allowing that elbow to point up towards the sky. Allow the back of the head to press into forearm, allowing the chin to tuck down. You start to notice where you can release tension. You might start to cultivate a ujjayi breath, and that's the sound of the ocean waves at the back of the throat, allowing the tongue to gently rest at the back of the front teeth. And start to imagine you are fogging up a mirror. You might close down the eyes or soften the gaze. And then let's start to reach the gaze behind the shoulder that's lower. You're just looking behind that shoulder for a gentle stretch for the neck. And then on your next exhale, you can allow the gaze to come down towards the bottom thigh. And I forgot to mention, if you're not interested in sitting in this hero's pose, you could always sit cross-legged, maybe on the edge of a folded blanket. And with your next inhale, we'll bring the gaze back to center. And go ahead and release the arms, bringing the hands back into the lap. Start to notice the differences from left to right. Allowing the shoulders to soften. And then we'll get ready for the other side. So you can take the strap over to the other hand, reaching the arms long from side to side. Take the hand with the strap, reach it over and back, pointing the elbow up towards the sky. And then you can turn that opposite hand down, the thumb pointing down, and wrap the hand behind you, walking the hands together and grasping hold of the strap. Just allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears. Sending nice deep breaths into any areas of tension or holding. Allowing the chin to tuck in, softening the back of the neck as you reach that area long. Your next exhale, you could send the gaze past the lower shoulder. Just allowing yourself to gently look behind you, stretching through the neck. And then on the next exhale, you can lower the gaze down towards the thigh. And we'll take one more nice deep breath here. And with your next exhale, go ahead and release the arms, bringing the hands back to the lap. You can toss the strap to the side. And go ahead and pause for a moment, checking in with the breath. And then we're going to come off of the blocks. So you can put the blocks out in front. And we'll use them later. And let's come on to hands and knees into a tabletop. You can press the palms underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And with the next inhale, let's let the belly fall towards the ground for cow pose. Exhaling to round in the cat. Go ahead and take a few rounds of cat and cow, following the pace of your own breath. After a few rounds like this, you might decide to start to draw a circle with the belly button. Imagining you're tracing the inside of a wine barrel. And then go ahead and reverse the direction whenever you're ready. And we'll take one more nice deep breath in this direction. And then let's meet back in a neutral spine. We're going to extend the left leg back, tucking the left toes under. You can begin to press the heel towards the mat. If this is hard on the wrists, you can always take blocks and you might rest the forearms on the blocks. And just go ahead and send deep breaths down the back of the leg, feeling the stretch through the calf. And if you'd like to warm up the core a little bit here, you could, on your next exhale, lift the right knee up to hover, imagining you were able to bring that knee towards the nose. Inhaling, let's lower the knee back down, and then you can stretch the left heel behind you. You might stay right here, or you could extend the opposite arm long to come into bird dog. Drawing the belly towards the spine, find length through the back of the heel and the tips of the fingers. On the next exhale, you might bring the elbow and knee to meet under the body. Inhale to stretch it forward and back. Go ahead and take 2 more rounds like that, or if you'd like to try a bind, you might bend the knee and reach the hand behind you to grasp hold of the top of the foot, kicking the foot into the hand. On your next exhale, go ahead and return to tabletop. And then you can find child's pose, or you might come to rest on the heels, coming into hero's pose. If you'd like, while you're in hero's pose, you might interlace the fingers and rotate the wrists. And then we'll come back onto our hands and knees, meeting up in tabletop. Let's extend the right foot back now, tucking the toes under, pressing the heel towards the mat. And just continue to send the breath cascading down the back of the right leg, feeling that nice gentle stretch for the back of the leg, the calf. And you press the heel away towards the mat. Now, if you'd like to bring that core strengthening with the next exhale, you can lift the knee up to hover, bringing that knee gently in the direction towards the nose. And then exhale, release it back down. And we'll extend the right heel behind us. If you'd like to explore A little bit of balance here. You might reach the left arm long, finding bird dog. Giving a gentle gaze for length through the back of the neck. On the next exhale, you could bend the elbow and knee and draw them to meet under the body. Inhale to reach it forward and back. You're welcome to choose 2 more rounds of that. Or if you'd like to try the bind, you might reach the hand around, grab the top of the foot. On the next exhale, we'll release that side. And let's walk the knees wide, bringing the big toes to touch, sinking the hips back. You can walk the hands out in front and lower the forehead down for child's pose. Go ahead and take a few deep breaths in child's pose. Allowing length through the undersides of the arms. You might exhale, sticking out the tongue. For lion's breath. We're going to find a side body stretch now. So go ahead and walk the hands over to the right, reaching the left arm long. You can bring the left ear towards the mat. Allowing length and breath to cascade down the left-hand side. You can go ahead and take 1 more nice deep breath on that side. And then you can walk the hands over to the left, reaching the right arm long. You might allow the right ear to fall towards the mat. Finding length all along the right side body. On your next inhale, go ahead and walk it back to center. Take 1 more nice deep breath in child's pose. And then we'll go ahead and press up to hands and knees. You can tuck the toes under, lifting the knees and pressing the sit bones back to find your first downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk the heels out, sashaying the hips a little side to side. You might shake the head yes, and shake the head no. And then we'll rise up onto the balls of the toes, lifting the heels. You can bend the knees, allowing the knees to hover over your mat. Finding strength in the core. Go ahead and allow yourself to walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. And then you can find yourself in a forward fold. You might wrap your arms around your opposite elbows. Allow yourself to gently ragdoll from side to side. And nod your head yes. Inviting in new opportunities. And shake your head no. Releasing that which does not serve you. And then we'll come back to center, releasing the hands down towards the feet. Let's bring the hands up to the shins and inhale to lift halfway. Exhaling to forward fold. Go ahead and take 2 more rounds of halfway lift. You can always use your blocks too, if you have them towards the front of your mat. You might bring the palms onto the tops of the blocks on the highest setting. Inhale to lift halfway, finding length through the back. Exhaling to forward fold. And one last time. On your next inhale, we'll bend the knees. Allow yourself to round up 1 vertebrae at a time. And let's inhale to reach the arms up overhead. And exhale to swan dive forward. Inhaling for halfway lift. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to circle sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale to bring the hands to heart center. Let's start out in a chair pose. So you can leave the hands at the heart center. Leave your feet parallel, hips width apart, or for a little more support, you could heel toe the feet together. Zippering up from the inner legs. Let's go ahead and draw the belly towards the spine and begin to sink the hips back for chair pose. On the next inhale, you might sweep the arms up overhead, lifting the gaze. And then on the next exhale, let's bring the hands out in front and we'll sweep the left arm open for a twist. Inhaling to reach the arms back up overhead, and then exhale to twist to the opposite side. On your next inhale, let's reach it up tall, mountain pose, and then exhale to swan dive forward. Inhaling for halfway lift. And exhaling to forward fold. Go ahead and heel toe the feet back out to hips distance. And then we'll go ahead and move the blocks out of the way. You can plant the palms and walk the feet back to downward facing dog. Take a moment to check in with the breath. Maybe you prefer to come into hero's pose, or maybe child's pose. If you'd like, you could always take a vinyasa coming forward to a plank and lowering through to your choice of back bend. And we'll all meet up in our downward facing dog. And from here, let's come forward to a plank. Inhale back to downward facing dog. Exhaling, coming forward for our plank. Inhaling back to down dog. And then one more time, let's come forward to a plank. You might lower your knees down to the floor. Allow yourself to lower all the way down onto the belly. And then we'll bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and press the palms into the mat. Allow yourself to drag the palms back as you reach the heart through for Sphinx pose. Let's inhale to roll the shoulders up and around and back. And then with your next exhale, you can wing the elbows out, stack the palms, and allow the forehead to rest on the back of the palm for crocodile pose. With your next exhale, we'll bring the right ear towards the mat and reach the arms behind you. Allow yourself to soften here. And then with your next inhale, we'll lift the heart, reaching the arms back, lifting the feet for locust pose. You can keep a soft gaze for length through the back of the neck. And with your next exhale, allowing yourself to soften, bringing the left ear towards the mat. Allow yourself to release all effort and delight in this time of rest. Now let's bend the knees, and we can windshield wiper the feet gently side to side. And we'll come back to center. And then with your next inhale, you can lift the heart, reaching the heels up towards the sky, and maybe reaching the fingertips back towards the ankles. You might find that one at a time, each ankle isn't within reach. And you can begin to lift up a little higher, coming into bow pose. Flexing the toes towards the knees, keeping a soft gaze, kicking the feet into the hands. Keeping a soft, steady breath. And whenever you're ready, you can relax your effort, softening back towards the ground, bringing one ear towards the mat, relaxing all effort. We're going to come into a twist. So you can extend the arms out beside you, forming a perpendicular with the body in the letter T shape. And then let's creep the left fingertips over to the left. As you roll onto your left side, you can soften your ear towards the mat. And you might stay just like this. Or you could bend the top knee and place that foot behind you, deepen the twist. Another option would be to take a bind, bringing the right hand down to grasp hold of the right ankle, allowing the knees to point down towards the left knee. And just find that gentle, soft opening of the left shoulder, the front of the left chest. Noticing where you can balance your effort and your ease. Go ahead and take one more nice deep breath here. And with the next exhale, we'll release the foot. And we're going to roll onto the other side. So rolling onto the belly. Go ahead and creep the right fingertips directly behind you with the palm face down. You can allow the head and neck to relax and maybe just leave the legs stacked. Or to deepen the stretch, you could bend the top knee and place the foot behind you. Another option would be to grasp hold of the ankle, allowing that top knee to float down towards the bottom knee, flexing the toes towards the knee for a bind. Taking nice deep breaths. And the next exhale, go ahead and release the bind. Let's roll back onto the belly. And then we'll press up and back to child's pose. To deepen your stretch in your child's pose, you might walk the elbows in, bringing the palms to touch. You can bend the elbows and then reach the fingertips towards the base of the spine. On the next exhale, go ahead and come up to tabletop. We're going to switch over to our backs. You can come to sit in your sit bones and then walk the feet in to center. We'll plant the palms underneath the shoulders. And with the next exhale, you can lift up into altar pose. Maybe sending the gaze towards the belly button, up towards the sky, or releasing it behind you. On the next exhale, go ahead and lower back down. And we'll walk the feet out a little ways. You can bring the hands out, and you might tip it back to find boat pose. You can always use the hands to support the thighs or reach the arms long. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come into a butterfly seat, bringing the soles of the feet together, opening the knees out wide. Let's inhale to lift the heart. And then on your next exhale, you can gently fold forward. If you have a block handy, you could bring a block underneath your forehead or build it up into a little tower. Maybe stacking another block on top. And just allow yourself to gently melt forward. You can take one more nice deep breath here. And then let's walk ourselves back into center. This time we'll extend both legs long. And then you can walk the right foot in. We're going to take the left hand across to the top of the right foot. Grasping hold of the knife edge of the foot, you can begin to kick the leg out long, and you might spin the opposite hand around behind you for a twist. On the next exhale, we'll come back to center, bringing the foot to the inner thigh. Let's inhale to reach the arms up overhead, and then exhale to slide the left hand down the left leg and reach the right fingertips overhead. You can begin to spin the heart up towards the sky. Maybe send the gaze up towards the fingertips. On the next exhale, let's bring the right fingertips down as you face the left leg. You might plant the palms on either side or maybe reach across. And then we'll walk it back to center. Let's go ahead and reach the legs out long. You can give them a little shake. And then we're going to do that same sequence on the opposite side. So bringing your left foot in, you can reach your right hand up and around, grasp hold of the knife edge of the foot, and then extend that foot out long. Start to turn towards the left as you reach the left fingertips behind you. On the next exhale, we'll bend the knee, placing the knee against, or the foot against the inner thigh. Let's inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Then you can slide the right arm down the right leg and rainbow the left fingertips overhead. On your next exhale, allowing the fingertips to melt down towards the ground. You can turn to face your right foot and walk the hands down. You might bring the left hand to the outside edge of the right foot. And with your next exhale, we'll walk it back into center. And then let's come into lying on our backs, getting ready for our final resting pose. So of course, this is your very own practice, and you can take Shavasana for as long as you'd like, or do any last poses that might feel good. I like to cozy up with a blanket over the body. You might find an eye pillow or maybe a hooded sweatshirt, something to drape over the eyes. And just allow yourself to gently relax, softening the forehead, softening the jaw, allowing the shoulders to melt down underneath the body. You might imagine yourself lying on a warm, sunny beach. Notice how your body makes an impression on the ground. And feel how the earth rises to support you. Allow yourself to be held, cradled, and nurtured. Feel the warmth of the abundance, the sun. Imagine your thoughts are like floating clouds. Allow yourself to observe them, notice them, let them continue to float by. Allow the next ray of sunshine that peeks through to scan the body from the top of the head all the way down, warming each area of the body and relaxing any tension. Scanning all the way down to the feet, the hands. And then allow yourself to fully relax. You're welcome to stay here and continue to rest in Shavasana. Or whenever you're ready, you can begin to bring movement into the fingers and toes, rotating the wrists and the ankles. On your next inhale, reaching the arms up past the ears to find a long body stretch. And then rolling onto one side, finding a fetal position. You could balance the arm on the bicep. Allow yourself to pause here. And then when you're ready, you can press yourself up into a seat. And let's bring our hands to meet at our heart center. Allow your head to bow towards the wisdom of your loving heart. Thanks so much for joining me for your practice today. Namaste.